You,
Hey, what's up?
is it giving feedback or anything, or do I need to grab headphones?
No, I think you sound good.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I just have mine because the way I have my phone all set up is like where the speaker and the mic is.
Right on.
Um, let's give it a couple minutes or give it a minute maybe. See if
Okay.
anybody populates on. Or yeah, I don't know. I don't know how.
Should we be entertaining in the meantime? I don't know what is the level of entertainment I should provide right now?
Right now, I think just like a casual entertaining.
Okay.
Um, yeah, these things are weird because like I was trying to figure out like well, I can't have like a theme song, I don't think, unless it's like something that I do or somebody else does.
I can get some royalty-free theme song.
Yeah, get some royalty free. Yeah, I was like, shit, this is gonna be kind of weird. Like, there's like no theme song. I don't really know. Like, I guess I can share things by like holding up my iPad to the camera if we have to reference stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. Just like, hey,
Can
like
you hold
check
your
out this.
iPad up, but it has photo booth, so it's just still showing you from a different angle?
Just like a tunnel of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Figured if
It
we
seems like the most practical use for an iPad.
yeah, figured if we have to like I don't
It
know.
has I in the name, so
Yeah,
if it
so it's
doesn't show you on there.
I.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know about um drug use or whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna I'm gonna have
You're gonna use drugs?
I'm gonna use drugs. I'm gonna smoke a little
Okay.
pot. So
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, if the
Figure
reefer madness takes over you, it's been documented. We'll
I'll just
know.
start playing the
We'll have
piano
it.
like super crazy like.
You have a
I don't know.
piano right there out of
I
frame?
mean, I have a kid piano
Oh,
out
okay.
next to the drum set, so
So do you play drums and then do keys with one hand?
um right now Morrissey's playing the drums.
Oh,
He's more of the
nice.
drummer. Except I have to do the kick drum.
Gotcha.
So I do the I play the kick drum and the piano at the same time, I guess. Sounds kind of Matt and Kim,
Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe more noise band level depending on Morrissey's sense of rhythm.
Yeah. Dude. So I was going down this hole on YouTube.
This rabbit hole.
This rabbit hole. This hole on my break from lunch one day. Have you seen um what is it like? They're like a grindcore clown duo.
Oh yeah, and they go into like porta potties and in cars and stuff, and they just
Dude,
park and yeah,
that was like
on
like one of them was suggested to me, and so I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And now, like, no matter what, that's like I only get suggested their videos now. After I watch a video, it's like, hey, you might want to watch this other video of them.
You definitely are into this scary clown thing after you just watched, I'm assuming
Well,
the
I
Smiths or whatever vegans do.
I don't know. It's like, I mean, it's after the Smiths, it's after Kanye. Who knows? It's after
Gotcha.
it's
Did
after
you see in the
everybody.
chat that Chicago, the entire city says hello?
I say
And
hello to the entire city of Chicago. What's up, Chi-Town?
wow, there you go.
I think that's the thing that you say, right?
I'm I'm not hip with the lingo. You know this. You're like 10 years older than me, but we're both just as lame culturally.
It's very true. That is, you know a little bit more, I feel like. You're in the little bit of the know because you're like you got the young edge.
I don't know if I have the young edge when I've like actually like earlier in my 20s yelled at kids on my lawn. I collect VHS tapes, which I'm pretty sure is just a niche type of person that you don't want to be. You
Eh,
know.
you know what though? I might have to join you on collecting hats now.
Oh yeah?
So so my buddy Corey at work, he uh he got me two birthday gifts. One was like a last minute birthday gift, which is a hat which you'll hate but maybe enjoy slightly.
Okay.
It's a bootleg Kanye 2020 hat.
Sure.
I mean, right now, that's not funny.
I
No
don't.
one should
It's
vote
kind
for
of.
Kanye.
I mean, it's a. If it was him as the VP pick for Vermin Supreme, then Kanye in the White House, I'd support it. Um, but until we get a pony for every American, Vermin Supreme is still the best candidate to solve the
That's what he
economic
is that
and
what he
pony.
runs on?
Yeah, that's his platform, is a pony for every American, and he wears a boot on his head. It's the best tradition in American politics.
Wait, is that was there like a mini Vice doc on him?
There might have been, I didn't see it. Again, I'm not as hip as you. Your beard watches more Vice than I do.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel like I watched a video on like this weirdo guy that's been like running for candidacy for like the past like 20 years.
Yeah, that'd probably be Vermin.
Okay, yeah, he seemed pretty out there. Um, I guess we could probably start, like
Okay.
officially start.
I mean, do we have a start when there's no agenda? You didn't tell me a
No,
topic.
no, there's no agenda, but like
Do you
I
have
can
interview
do.
questions?
No, there's no interview questions.
Oh, okay.
We're just rolling with it. But I can do
All
this.
right.
So we're gonna officially start.
Start.
Gonna throw that up.
Oh, yeah, I drew an art.
Oh, nice. Let's. Oh, mine turns off.
Mine is analog. It doesn't have an off button.
Yeah, here. We'll just show that for a little bit.
Beep, 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 beep. This is a theme
Yeah.
song.
Who knows? Hosted by me, Soft Punk Dad, and right now we're talking with Zach Willard. And all right, for first thing, I'm sorry I pronounced your moniker wrong. So
It's
please set
okay.
me
You only
straight.
did like my first solo show as a curator. We've only talked about it,
I'm
10, 15 times. It's
dude,
it's
I'm just a terrible friend.
that I wouldn't say that much. Well,
Well,
we're not
okay.
friends.
Touche.
I'm so
Touche.
sorry.
No, I mean, that's fair. I mean, having a Kanye 2020 hat, I feel like you should defriend me. That's like a
I'm not gonna defriend you for your Kanye views. Mine have slightly changed. I don't hate him as much as I used to hate him. Now I just feel kind of bad for him.
well, yeah. I mean, it's just like it's weird because it's like out of like I know he uses his whole persona to make money. Like that's his whole thing. But like he's definitely like on a deep end. Like
Right.
he needs like some help. Like
Yeah.
there's like there's like a dark space that we all kind of like fear, I feel like you and I were just like, ugh, I hope I don't like get that like
In fairness, like the one thing that Kanye has going over like other superstars that are taken, advantage of by the music industry is he didn't get, Avril Lavigne where he was replaced with another person. I don't buy that Michelle is the real Avril Lavigne. Let's get the real one back or find the corpse.
yeah.
Sorry, that's
I'm
too early in
Melissa's
the or late in the
hashtag
day.
Melissa's over or
I don't.
see you later Melissa.
I don't think it works when we say the hashtag. I don't think that brings people from that part of the internet over.
Oh. Oh, here so I had another idea for like a second possibility for so instead of just like showing the who knows card, I was like, oh, I would like aside from like a theme song. You ready for this? Getting that fresh open of Sparks.
You're not getting sponsorship money. What? Why did you just restart the
You don't think
show
I come
to
on.
show off
I'm
your
gonna show I'm
Barks
gonna show
affiliate?
everybody at Coke.
No, no, you're not. You're not looking cool on your longboard, listening to some Fleetwood Mac with that bottle. No one on the internet cares that you just sipped some Barks. I'm sorry. This is tough love. I'm just trying to give you, buddy.
That's fair. I'm really just it's 2020 and I'm just throwing out any way to get a sponsorship. Just
I mean,
I'll
apparently
I'll
you
mimic
think root
dog
beer
face.
companies are headhunting you.
What's that?
Apparently you think root beer companies are headhunting you.
I mean, I'm I wouldn't call myself an influencer, but come on.
I,
I'm
I
I'm
mean,
hosting a talk show now, so
you're right. Influence can be a bad thing.
Also shown by Kanye. Sorry, I will stop bringing Kanye West into this
No, you
conversation. That's
won't.
like
You say that you won't, and then it'll come right back around.
that's fair. But no, I'm not gonna put that thought in your head. So
Okay.
there's something that you haven't used yet against me. So
I haven't used something against you?
yeah, you know my weakness.
I already called you a vegan.
Okay, I'm not even gonna remind you then. I don't even want to. Who?
Oh, you don't want me to bring up the best Smash Mouth song to
Yeah,
date?
yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm
yeah.
kinder than that.
Damn it, you're making me seem like a real dick.
No, I'm not. Okay, for those of you watching who need some context, the song All Star drives Chris up the wall. He can't hear
Not even the first note.
like that. Already enough was enough notes to piss him off for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it's
I
like
don't know. I guess the grocery industry did him wrong on this. Maybe Shrek wasn't as a big part of your growing up, or maybe you didn't like the hit movie Mystery Men. Come on, like
don't forget about Rat Race.
don't forget
They
about what?
the movie Rat Race.
Oh, is it in that too?
Yeah, they
Okay.
so they all meet up at the very end, like they all win, and Smash Mouth comes out on this huge stage and starts playing All Star.
As they should.
Yeah, it's like why not?
You know what really upsets me though? For Shrek 2, Smash Mouth wrote an original song for that movie. And mind you, in Shrek 1, it was a placeholder song because they had the rights from making Mystery Men recently. So
Yeah,
DreamWorks just put that song in there and it was a placeholder and test audiences loved it. And then it became what it was after that. But an original song was made for Shrek 2, and we haven't heard it, and it hasn't been released, and that's why 2020 is happening. Every negative action in the world is
as
a
from that.
consequence of Shrek 2 not having the original Smash Mouth song. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Uh, is there a way that we can like start a petition to hear it?
I,
Or are
I
there
just don't think.
petitions?
I think the government has it locked up. There was a bunch of things declassified recently, and I was thinking, why wasn't the new Smash Mouth single one of those things?
Yeah,
You know
and
that thing from a few months ago that said, "Yeah, UFOs are real and we're living in a simulation," and no one cared.
yeah, that passed over super quick.
Yeah, everyone's like, "No, we don't live in a simulation. I'm
That
gonna go to work. I mean, go to my living room to do my work."
that can't be a real thing. Oh shit. Yeah, I think Morrissey's awake. Oh no. Yeah.
Fatherly duties call.
Yeah. Let's we'll end it right now, but let's revisit tonight.
I mean, I could be the first friend of the show too if we don't get back to it tonight.
Okay.
I realize that's what I get to be for being the first person. Is
I
if
know
someone else is
you
brought on as the friend of the show before me, I will not be your actual friend anymore.
no, this is like yeah, I you're my test subject. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But okay, we'll try to hop on later tonight. Hopefully more people can tune in for part two of us, and then we'll actually talk about your art because that's like the
Yeah,
real. That's
we
like the
don't have
real.
to.
I mean, we don't have to, but that's like the main thing. Like your art's really cool, so let's talk about it.
All right, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. All
All
right.
right. See you later, but it was
Yeah,
good to
I'll
see your
talk to you later
face.
tonight. Oh yes. Who knows? All right. Later.
Hey everybody, we're about to do part two of the first episode of Who Knows. Just waiting for Zach to hop on, and then we'll add him into the chat. Thanks to everybody who watched the first part already. Pretty excited. Let's see. Zach's chilling.
Hello.
Yo.
Yo. Gonna throw that up real quick again. So we already have like over 100 views of the first part.
Neat.
So,
You popular.
eh, I don't know about that. Oh, my head's kind of like cut off. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're bumbling enough that it is amusing.
It's just our natural on-screen chemistry.
I think so. I might have to figure out how to have you as a co-host.
I'm down.
We'll do some co-hosting.
If it
Host
means I get to
co-host.
banter and make fun of you slightly, while you know that it's all warm-hearted, light-hearted jabs,
Yeah. Oh
no,
yeah.
I'm down.
I feel like that's essentially what it'd have to be. It's
Good.
just putting me in check.
Now my
Um,
malicious insults have been disguised thoroughly.
that's very evil of you.
Yeah, it's you don't know what's real now.
I I don't know how to take you now, Zach. Um, yeah, so first part was kind of odd, just because I don't know if it really went anywhere. But
Where am I supposed to go?
I don't know. We're I don't know. We're both in Omaha. We can't really go anywhere. It's COVID.
And we're in our respective basements where we belong.
Yes, we are coming to you from two basements in Omaha live. um, yeah, I mean, like the whole like thing with this like talk show thing is I just kind of wanted to talk to people I find interesting and introduce them to other people and hopefully make some connections, I guess, during this weird time where any
What's weird
connection.
about 2020?
Oh, I mean, nothing
This is the
out of it.
most normal year on record. Everything has been on track. Nothing's wrong.
It's true.
This is fine.
It's been the most usual year, I guess, in all aspects. Um,
That's a nice bottle of vodka you got there.
oh yeah, it's a good however many ounces,
I'm
28
sorry, I shouldn't
ounces.
insult you like that. I know that you're straight up moonshine these days.
It whatever warms the heart.
And blinds the eyes.
Exactly. Um, so for anybody who doesn't know Zach, he
Hi.
is. This is Zach. D- You know,
I
uh,
love interrupting you. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. He is a multimedia mixed artist, like mixed art artist here in Omaha. Um, I it's I was really drawn to it just because it's nothing that you see here in Omaha, which like I think people get like so stuck in like the big art realm where everybody's like, "Oh, everything's been done, like nothing's new." But like if you bring it to a fresh pair of eyes and like in a new city that's never seen it, it's I'm not saying that your work isn't like new or groundbreaking,
No, you're fine.
but like
I it's not groundbreaking. I literally haven't broken any ground anywhere. When the Zach Willard Institute for Weird Learning, is founded, then we can call it groundbreaking because there would have
okay.
been broken ground.
So I mean it's like it's got that mix of I mean you're a huge like VHS nerd, so it's like it's got like that almost like mashup of old nostalgic being a kid. Uh, you're like playing video games, watching VHS.
Yeah, that is a good portion of my life.
So and like I feel like the the best art is the art that you can like when you meet the person and you talk with them and you see the art, you just understand it. Like you don't really like you're not just like I don't get it, whatever. But like there's like a portion of you that obviously comes through it, and I think that's what like gravitated like me towards it, and I think would for like most people if they haven't seen it yet.
Well,
Um,
thank you.
yeah, you're
And
welcome.
I think I try to do a lot of that with my show that you had curated. A big part of that show is just kind of dealing with my mental health state at the time and how I was kind of trying to fit into the world. Not that a whole lot has changed with my art and practice since then. That's a lot of what I'm doing. I'm just trying to not be sad.
Yeah,
I do art to avoid the big sad.
yeah. Uh, I think we're all there at times.
Yeah.
um, I guess I think what I don't I like I think your process is really interesting, and I guess like coming from like an outsider point of view of like never tried to make that type of art, or really like learn about it. Maybe like if you want to talk about your process, um, of just kind of getting your idea, finding what you're like looking for um, through all the images, like all the VHS or like any of like your uh, yeah, like any of like
I don't understand this long question.
I
I'm so
don't.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
If you want
I'm
to do if you the thing that you know the thing you like um I don't know. Sometimes like when I'm doing like more like illustrated stuff like on tiny canvases, this one just was like me trying to recreate my high school doodles, and then I put remember LimeWire in it because do you remember LimeWire?
I do. I
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great question.
yeah.
Sometimes I think we really need to look down deep into our hearts and ask, do I remember LimeWire?
Yeah. I mean, it was no Napster, but it was an important part of it.
But yeah, like I guess the way that I kind of approach things is I get a little obsessive about what I'm doing, which I think that's why my moniker has always been Zach W as a nerd because I feel like nerds are the best kind of obsessive. Like I'm just a wealth of unusable information. Did you know that the Fry Kids from McDonald Land are goblins?
What?
Right? Apparently they're goblins that are just supposed to look like groups of fries.
No.
Yes, I'm not even kidding you. You can look up
Well,
the McDonald Land
I'm
wiki right now.
I'm looking that up right
Goblins.
now. That
They are goblins.
why would they do something so evil?
They're not evil. That's just I
Well,
think that
okay.
that's
I
part of
guess
their
I'm reading
media
into what a goblin
representation.
is.
We
Sorry.
think of orcs and goblins simultaneously.
Yeah.
But I mean, are the Keebler elves really elves or are they tree goblins?
I yeah,
Just saying.
they could yeah, very much
'Cause
so.
regular elves don't have fireproof trees.
Well, they're also not baking cookies.
Exactly. What would be the point if you had a lifespan that went thousands of years because you're an elf? Why would you make cookies in a tree? That's such a temporary activity and a temporary level of joy. That's goblin shit right there.
Okay, yeah.
Just makes
That
sense. And if you're a small sentient creature that wants people to think about salt, who are you going to be? A goblin.
but what about orcs then? What are the
What are you talking about?
are they just like well
Orcs
like
don't represent food. Why would they represent food?
well no, well just like the comparison of goblins and orcs where like one's evil and one's not evil, but like aside from
I
that,
mean,
like
I don't know if it's more that orcs are evil. It's just they've been always adversarially placed against humans.
okay.
This is the kind of nerd conversation you wanted, right?
Yeah,
We
it
we
was.
strayed from my art and started talking about goblins because of McDonald's Land.
See, and this is why I don't think a script or any line
You
of
weren't
questioning
planning
would
to
be.
talk about McDonald Land this much in detail?
No, but I think that's like the interesting part of like just doing like a free form talk shows. We can just talk about whatever, and like
Yeah.
it's cool.
Well,
Um,
and whenever the show needs to end, we just go, is that my child shouting? And that's the sound of the end of the
yeah,
show.
I mean, so it's actually it's my way out. Like
Right.
people giving fake phone numbers.
Scream me out, Morrissey.
More, Morrissey. My Wi-Fi has been not working on my like iPhone or iPad, so I don't know what's up. So I can't Google currently about the Fry Kids being goblins.
Oh, do you need me to do it?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're totally fine. I got a computer right here. We can go into research mode.
Okay. Um, in the meantime, obviously you do all forms, like you paint, you do, I don't know, would you say like graffiti with like the spray paint?
Excuse me, I ain't do any walls that I wasn't allowed to do.
Okay.
Um,
I don't know, like street art.
okay, sorry. This
Oh,
is
you're
more
fine.
important than that.
Okay, that's
How
fair.
do I switch cameras? Yes, the Fry girls in this instance.
Okay.
Boom. Species: goblins made to look like French fries.
Interesting.
Boom. Colorful furry monsters who steal and promote McDonald's French fries. Boom. Information permanently in my brain for no reason.
Sometimes I'm jealous of that, of people that retain like I have like no memory.
I don't remember my family members' birthdays,
Yeah.
but I will remember until the day that I am dead that the Fry Kids are goblins. It's a terrible curse of having awful tangential memory.
It'll come in handy whenever you go on a game show.
Or when my dementia kicks in, I'm going to have some fucking great sayings.
Yeah. And some very interesting conversations to the Fry Kids as they're not there, possibly. Um, I guess so. That really long-winded question that really went nowhere. um, I guess like a short way to do it would be when you're working like on your computer and you're sifting through like all your videos and stuff like that that you've captured. What's your like process with that? Like, are there things that you're looking for as you're editing videos, or
Well, sometimes I rip stuff myself. That takes a lot of work, though. But if there's something really cool that I find on a tape from thrifting and collecting and searching through things, obviously I'm going to want to go and source it the best I can. Um, but I mean, really, everything depends on the project. Like, what am I doing? What's the goal? Is there a deadline? Is there a self-imposed deadline so I actually do the project? Or do I not have a self-imposed deadline and I piecemeal the project over 3 to 5 years because that definitely has happened. So it just kind of depends on the scope and what I'm doing and what I'm kind of putting my focus towards. Like if if I'm working for like a local clothing company, which I've had the opportunity to do this year, I was focusing on making cool bootlegs and whatnot for them, and just kind of whipping out a bunch of different designs in kind of a short period of time.
nice?
But I mean, for you, we started on a zine series, nonsense for 100 cents, and then
Yes,
each
which
sequential issue will be 1 penny more, which is just a pricing for the consumer. Um,
and also such a goofy way to do it.
yeah, I mean, like if you're gonna get longevity out of an art project, I feel like you should be rewarded very slowly for it. So if I ever keep this project up for 500 issues, give me $5, but the zine is still gonna be one piece of paper. Like that's just the deal.
It's like that residual check.
Like, yeah, if somehow I managed to make 2,000 of these, we could be making $20 one piece of paper zines. I
Whew,
know. That's a markup. Oh
that
shit, I
is.
just knocked into my desk. But
Uh,
yeah, I
yeah,
like making weird projects and obsessing over them. Yes, last year before we had a table at the Zine Fest, I started making Zwin's Tiny Art Book, and I made like over 100 issues within like 6 months, and
yeah, those were
scanned.
super awesome.
Oh, thank you. I scanned so many of them, and then I lost the flash drives that they were
Oh
on. So
no. That was
they're somewhere. I'll find them eventually.
when you told me you were scanning them, I was just like, I can't
Oh, it,
even like,
it
dude,
took
like
forever.
the patience.
Well, and what I was doing is I was batching them. So I had like, since there were very small books that I had made, like ones that would fit in your palm or multiple that would fit in your palm, I
Yeah.
would be scanning like 6 books on my long flatbed scanner at
Okay.
once because or rather still have a wide format scanner that's really old and only works with my old MacBook.
Convenient.
Has
I think
one dead line all the way down it, but I
uh,
can't afford to replace it.
oh yeah, dude, my iMac that had like the one line through it now has two lines.
Nice.
So it's like here and here.
They're not lines, they're racing stripes.
Actually, they could be because one's blue and one's red.
There you go. You
I
just
feel
have
like,
blue and red racing stripes on your monitor.
yeah, I just need to like change the background to like a white or something, or like a white car, maybe.
Or just
What?
try to replicate the stripes for the entire deal. Like,
Oh
try to
my God.
replicate them, like, make the same yellow and red stripes.
Yeah, just like screenshot the desktop and just like move it down.
It's not going to work if you screenshot it.
Oh yeah, that's right. It wouldn't be in the.
You're one of those people who cracks their phone and is like, let me send you a screenshot of this broken glass.
I'm not gonna deny that I would probably do that, but that would be if I didn't have like six iPhones all around me of multiple generations. So I could always just take the pin out and swap it into an old phone to then take an actual picture. Because I'm that big of a nerd that I hold on to fucking iPhones that I don't need.
I mean, clearly you want to just have a collection of them and eventually have the full set of iPhones. You know,
I
once they stop at the iPhone 15.
Yeah, I had a pretty good like iPod
Right.
collection,
I mean,
but
it just doesn't it feel like eventually Apple is going to start to be like, we can't just put I in front of products and sell it anymore. It's not working the way it used to. And they're going to have to like do some terrible branding or something. Like,
well,
I
it's
don't
just
know.
such a weird market because like the I'm I thought was like it meant for like internet book,
Yeah.
like the first like iBook or uh
Yeah.
iMac book or whatever it was, like the
Well, yeah,
black
and the
laptop.
iMacs back in the day were like, the carry, the
Yeah, the Carry
handle,
laptop.
built-in Wi-Fi for the first time kind of computers
Yeah,
or
so it was
Wi-Fi.
like internet
Yeah.
book. But now it's like it's totally not like internet. It's all like we said earlier, or you mentioned earlier, where it's like I, like the self.
Right.
Um, deep.
I don't know. I grew up with an E machines, so
Okay.
we were too poor for I's. We had E's.
I had Dells.
I even had a Zune, which ended in an E. So there you
Hey,
go.
you know what? You're not the only person I know that has a Zune.
I
My
like how
my
you
friend
assume that I still have a Zune, and I definitely have it in a drawer somewhere.
my friend Max like swears by it. He's like, this is the most like sturdy, dependable,
I mean,
like.
when you need to share one track that has 3 plays via Wi-Fi, the Zune is your go-to.
Nice. Um, I guess I don't know, just like I know you've been. I know we were working on the zine. So like earlier this year, I approached Zach about. I have like this my little baby idea, aside from Morrissey being my baby, but my baby business, um, where I just want to have like a really cool DIY zine distro run out of my house. Just like everything, like obviously now it's a little bit different with COVID restrictions where like I can't have like a like zine party or like everybody come over, make your zine type
Right.
thing, which like I don't know. I think that would be cool to do if things ever go back to like where we can actually like not have to socially distance as
Well,
hardcore.
and my series of zines where I cough on bacteria-sensitive paper has to be canceled for obvious reasons. So, it was a cool idea to make a bunch of unique zines, but
Yeah, throw it out the window. Send me a new
yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Because I'm sure. No, so interesting too. Like I don't know if you're familiar with the Freezine library. I think is what the Instagram is, or free quarantine zine.
I think that you maybe sent me a link, and I looked at it once, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll follow this," and then I didn't see anything again
Okay, yeah.
because
So like,
I do that
um,
sometimes.
the whoever started it, they are from Philadelphia, I believe, and they started just like having people send like PDFs of like a one-page zine that people could print at home and like disperse between themselves or collect, and have something to read during like the start of quarantine. So I feel like there's always like every year some like big like, hey, zines are still cool that happens, and like that one was a really cool one, and like I don't know, made me more excited about wanting to do this kind of thing. Obviously, uh, other things came in the way that kind of slowed it down from
I
being
don't,
a project.
I don't know how cool zines are, to be honest, because I definitely matched with someone on Tinder that said, "Let's talk about zines," and my first message was, "Hey, can we actually talk about zines? Because I've been making them since high school, and I really like collecting them," and they did not respond.
Interesting.
It's like, it's in your bio. That's an interest. That's something I share. And no,
No,
crickets.
sorry. I only talk about like fan fiction zines.
I
I'm
don't know.
sorry. I don't want to pick on.
Maybe I came on too strong.
Man, I'm really this into zines. If you don't fuck with me, okay?
I think I was just feeling particularly enthusiastic at the moment. It's the worst time to try to communicate with people on the internet because you end all of your things with exclamation marks and they think you're an idiot.
Yeah, like what? Why is this guy like yelling at me?
Why is he so happy?
Yeah, what's his deal? Has he not
Yeah.
talked to a person in a year?
Is this one of the few social interactions he's included in his day? And
Yeah.
the answer to all of these things is yes.
Dude, it's I mean, I'm not one for really excuse me, socializing much out of my house normally. But like this year's been like tough where it's just like I'm like trying to keep up with text messaging a lot more and like even Instagram messages, just trying to keep up some connection because like going in my situation of like going to work, seeing all these like regular customers like daily, like during a fucking
It,
pandemic,
people are coming into the grocery store every day that
dude,
don't work there.
yes,
That doesn't make
there's like
sense.
there is at least I'd say 20 to 50 customers that are like daily people.
And they're not like doing like the services where they pick up groceries for other people. They just
No.
that's like you know how in like the Day of the Dead or whatever, all the people are going to the mall because it's part of routine. It's
Yeah.
gonna suck that you're gonna have all that food at the grocery store, and then the zombie apocalypse happens, and there's actually regular people who just are like, yeah, this is part of the daily thing. I just gotta walk and look at oats for half an hour.
Weirdly enough, I've had a zombie dream at work.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it
I think
was.
I had my first sleepwalking incident like within the past week. That was fun.
Ooh,
Yeah. So
those
like
are
I was
weird.
sleeping in like my lazy boy chair up in my living room, and there's a back deck and the door is like right behind it, and I had like a dream where my roommate for some reason drove through the backyard in like a shitty Honda, like a little compact car, when he doesn't drive that, and it was super confusing, and I remember like waking up and being confused by it, and so I like stumbled up and like got out to the door and was like, hey, and then I realized I was standing out in the cold, which woke me up. I was like, oh, I just shouted hey in my backyard at like 4 in the morning.
Damn,
I'm really glad I don't have close neighbors.
that's weird. That's
Yeah, and the weirder part is then I went back down to like I went down to my room to sleep, and then my dream resumed like after I was out in the back door, but there was the car in the lawn, and it was super confusing.
damn. That is,
Yeah,
yeah, that'd be tough. I know, like,
yeah, no, dreams are weird.
my parents said that when I was younger, I would sleepwalk. I don't really remember it, but like, my bedroom was upstairs, so they always had to block the stairs. So like, like just like thinking about that, because I would like for some reason like two laundry hampers at the top of the stairs was enough to stop a sleepwalker, like a sleepwalker and
You
like a
didn't like
kid.
fall in and slide or something.
Yeah, yeah. Somehow like my body was just like, oh no, it's a wall.
They should have just put a turnstile up there, and you're like, oh, okay, I can't do that.
Then they would just find me like throwing up.
I didn't mean like the doors circle. I meant
Oh,
like the little like metal like counts you as you go in like a subway gate.
oh, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. That'd make more sense because you can lock those.
Well, that and I don't know what kind of budget your family would be living in if they could get like a full rotating door upstairs.
Uh, we were not.
That's a base level thing. That's not a an updoor upstairs lobby thing.
No, that's definitely you got some money and
Yeah.
no understanding of architecture.
I mean, free style, not freelance, freestyle architecture. That's got to
Yeah,
be a thing.
yeah, just like haphazard.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I didn't finish a wall.
Oh, suddenly I made a shantytown. Things like that.
That'd be pretty amusing to come across, where you're just like driving through like the state, like going through like a on like I-80, and you just like look over and you see like these like half houses and like
I
jagged
mean,
like
if Carhenge gets to do weird things sitting outside and resting in a haphazard fashion, why can't we do that with housing?
yeah.
Boom. Housing crisis solved.
Anybody that watches this that's not from Nebraska, Carhenge.
That's an actual thing
That's a
that
thing.
is a mockery of Stonehenge built with cars out in western Nebraska, and I've yet to see it with my own eyes because I
Same.
have yet to enjoy the pleasures of middle America like Waldrug and Carhenge because I'm not a
Oh,
real rural Nebraskan.
Wall Drug's a trip, dude.
I I mean, the bumper stickers have told me there's so much excitement and hype from
There's
where the heck is Waldrug?
so it's like when you're going to the Black Hills. Um, dude, it's like the closest place, like I think northeast from like where, like I don't know. We took like this really like back back dirt road way through our campground to get to it. It was kind of sketch. And I thought my car was gonna fall off a cliff a couple times. But it's literally a town built on one street.
Yeah. And it all started off for offering ice water to people as they drove by. That's how it started. Was like that was their getcha, and they
Yeah,
made sales off that.
Dude, it
and just
just
kept going.
like it felt like such a like Twilight Zone.
I mean, have you ever been to the Mall of America?
I haven't. That is like okay, sounding really weird, but that's like I've had that like dream since moving to Nebraska
Oh
like
my
10 years ago.
goodness.
I was like, all right, I'm in Omaha. I'm like 8 hours away. Let's do this.
Things clear
But
up. The vaccine is available or whatnot. We are making a road trip to go to the worst consumer paradise this side of the United
yes,
States. I would
please.
love to go up there with you and show
Dude,
you the weirdest thing. It's
dude, some
it's so odd, like that a store, like a collection of stores, has its own zip code.
I
Like,
didn't know that.
yeah, for tax reasons, it has its own zip code, so it's like
Whoa.
its own
Wait,
like
so like
little
so
thing.
they get like better cuts, that kind of thing?
I mean, I assume that the representation, because there's no residence,
Yeah.
is
Well,
is just
maybe you
for
have people
business.
sleeping over in the middle of the night for some reason.
Right. Well, I mean, they have a hotel, but
What? Like in the
yeah,
mall or like next to the
yeah,
mall?
attached to the mall. There's the one next to the mall that I would prefer to stay at if we're gonna go up there.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Um,
we gotta stay there. Like
I mean, I
that's
don't want to stay at the attached one because it's more expensive.
that's fair. Of course it'd be more expensive because you need
Plus,
to wake up and like straight
the
go
the
shopping.
the nearby one has both, I believe, it's either both an Applebee's and an IHOP attached to like the same hotel.
Like a KFC Taco Bell?
No, like two separate sides of the building
Okay.
have
Okay.
restaurants in them. And naturally, like 24-hour pancakes right next to like I think 18-hour shopping. Come on.
Yeah.
We need to make like a long weekend out of it though, so we can do the terrible what used to be Camp Snoopy. It's not terrible, it's great. Now it's a
Oh,
Nickelodeon themed park.
dude, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they kept the best ride from Camp Snoopy before that all switched over because it used to be licensed by the Schultz family, and then he died, and then they lost the deal. Anyway,
That sucks.
they have the most Minnesotan ride ever. It's a log ride, but it's Paul Bunyan's log ride or
Oh,
log shoot. And there's
shit.
straight up a giant animatronic Paul Bunyan with his bull, and if it's working, the bull shoots the steam out of his nose.
Dude, that's badass.
Right? It is
Yeah.
the stupidest, best Minnesotan ride I've ever been on.
But they didn't like retheme it for
No.
Nickelodeon?
So like when they switched it to Nickelodeon, it's not like SpongeBob suddenly there with Paul Bunyan. It is just Paul Bunyan. I mean, you don't mess with tradition like that.
I
And
guess.
like
I mean, like,
it's still like when you're on your way, like doing like the long way up, like the first like riser, there's a Hooters like sign up at the top, just because there's a Hooters on like the top floor.
sure. I was just
Oh,
talking about Hooters earlier today, where it's like, how how have they existed this long, especially in like current climate? Like,
I mean, you don't think that Hooters won't survive hashtag Me Too? I mean,
well, it's just like
no, I'm entirely with you. It's
because it's
literally like, hey, do you want your chicken with a side of misogyny, or
yeah,
Chick-fil-A? Hey, do you want your chicken with a side of anti-gay activism?
seriously, ugh,
Popeyes, do you want your chicken with a side of exploiting black people? Like, there's
yeah.
no like good way to get your chicken in this country. Everything tastes like chicken too, and it tastes bad.
Well, yeah, and then you have KFC. You know, can't
Dude,
fuck.
KFC like has taken Colonel Sanders' like likeliness and made a fictional character out of the man. It's insane.
That's what you got to do. I mean,
I mean, they leaned into it to the point they're like, it's okay, we have multiple people playing him because everyone's impersonating a person who never really existed.
well, I think they probably did that around the time that the whole like Wendy's story was happening too, I think, right? Where they're like,
Oh, you mean the chili finger?
no, well, I think that was around the same time too. But like when they were like, yeah, Wendy, it was actually the founder's daughter, and like the likeness of Wendy on the, obviously it's more characterized, but like she was like a redhead and she would have ponytails. I don't know. Like this was actually his daughter.
I'm confused at what you're saying.
So like uh they kind of realized their character, like Wendy's like became like Wendy became an actual person in a sense to people.
Oh,
So
okay.
like maybe like KFC is like, oh shit, that worked for them. Like we need to make that Colonel a real dude.
I don't know. The Wendy's off 90th went out of business, so the using likeliness of real people just it doesn't work for you. Also, how did Wendy's stay in business at all in Omaha after the episode of Cops where people died at a Wendy's?
Dude, that
Like
that was intense
before
because that was
Cops got canceled, they refused to come back to Omaha.
yeah, dude. So they're doing Cops again though.
What?
Yeah, like
How are they bringing that back?
late last week I saw a tweet getting shared around where it was like, "Oh, Cops coming back fall fall 2020."
All cops are bad ratings.
Yeah,
They were.
I mean, we can say that. We can well, maybe we can't say that on here. That could get like
We live in
racist.
Omaha, man. It is not a good town to be anti police violence, it turns out.
Yeah, I don't want
Honestly, like we might get PD to the house for this chat having the potential of turning violent.
yeah,
We
we're kind of
radicalizing people over Instagram. Come on.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess it's the nature of me. I didn't realize that I had until this year when I got kind of like in the same trouble. Uh, because where I work is very anti-union, but like
Oh, I can't imagine that.
there's this whole like group of like unionizers that started like 3 years ago, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even longer. But so like at the beginning of the pandemic, we got like an extra $2 like hazard pay, which now they denied that they called it hazard pay.
Oh wow.
They're like that's just what the employees like came up with is like they were calling it hazard pay.
Like
It
the
was
employees
just
who
us
made the
being
decision to
generous.
give you hazard pay.
And so like there was that a lot of backlash when they're like, okay, like 2 months after, like everything, like the country's back to normal. You guys aren't putting your lives out there for for these people to buy groceries. Um, and so like there's like a huge thing with that. But like I saw a petition floating around last month, um, or yeah, last month that it was like petitioning to get our $2 back or $2 extra an hour back. Um, and so like I kind of knew it'd be a bad idea sending it through the work network email. But I don't know all like 100 or 200 people that I work with. Like I just don't communicate with them daily. So I was like, I'm gonna blast it out to anybody that's got an email that works at this store.
That
I
sounds
had
like a really good idea to have a really short conversation with HR. I'm sure they love that.
well, so I never heard anything about it. Like I like a couple weeks later, one of the dudes in the meat department, he's like, "Hey, like, like they know, like, store leadership knows, like, they're talking about it." I was like, what? He's like, "Yeah, like, they're gonna have to have a talk with you." I'm like, "Oh shit!" And like, um, that like next week we had a regional person come out, uh, and like do like a meet and greet. Um, and so like I hadn't met him yet, and and he like talks to me for like 20, 25 minutes just out of like nowhere. So I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. He's just like being friendly. Um, and like I finally talked to like my team leader about it, where I'm like, hey, like I think I kind of got you in some shit maybe like just for being just for sending that out. So I apologize if you got any shit for it. And they were like, well, so you know how that regional dude was talking to you for a while? He was trying to feel out if you're a unionizer or a threat to
Oh,
unionize at the store. So like I'm on a list somewhere within the company as like
you should just start messing with them more. Like, throw a bunch of false flags that you're about unions. Like, make like a union Civil War reenactors club flyer and put it up in the break room.
well like weird precursor to that was when we like started having to wear masks. um, I had like a week off from work just to kind of like get away from it, like because it had already been like 2 months. Where I was just like, this is like crazy. Like people are
Yeah,
fucking nuts because they're just like buying the shit out of groceries. Like we are all gonna die.
and your organic toilet papers.
Yeah, because you gotta wipe your ass with something organic, unbleached,
Right. And if you're
chemically
gonna
free.
hoard something, hoard the most expensive toilet paper.
Yeah, because
Everyone
that's
knows.
not gonna be something you regret later.
No, no, not at all.
But so I was on vacation for a week, and I come back, and I had ordered a Black Lives Matter mask, um, and at the time there was no like, you could wear whatever just as long as you covered your face, like to make sure you weren't spreading the
Right.
disease. Um, and so like I wore that for like 2 weeks straight at work, and there was like another like big group of regional people. Um, because this is at the start of like we just like became part of a different region, and so these people were coming through, and I was wearing it, and like immediately like an hour later the store leader like came and was like, hey, like I stand with you on this, but like you can't wear that mask anymore.
It's like, I stand with you on this, except for the part where I'm willing to put any part of myself on the line for you.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
So
I'm here with you, but not with you at
yeah,
all.
exactly.
Can you tell I used to be in middle management?
Yeah, it's like I gotta cover my ass, make it not seem like I disagree with what you're doing.
You know, I think that you're doing a great thing, an important thing, and I really support you in not doing it here.
Yeah. So that was like the start of the year, and then like the the other dude thinking that I'm a unionizer threat. I'm like, I'm the big guy. I'm not gonna drop names, but the big guy knows who I am. I feel like
Okay.
my name's been thrown around in some emails maybe, but he's probably not reading his emails because he's a fucking rich bastard that doesn't deserve any of his money.
But hey, those Prime Day deals.
Woo! Don't even. Oh, got so many good deals. Did you know if you spent $50 at the grocery store, you got a free $10 in your Amazon?
What? No way.
Dude, you're
Give me a
saving
time
money.
machine right now.
You're saving money to spend that money.
Man, the deals I could have just taken advantage of those extra $10. That would have gotten me at least one half of an item from the store. Maybe like an asparagus water. You
Mm,
know,
those are classy.
yeah. You know what I've been seeing a lot of lately is like Starbucks cups or whatnot, where they have like a wasp or a praying mantis, and they'll print a label on it that says "No water, just wasp," or "Praying mantis, no water." How many people are getting bugs in their things just all of a sudden? It's goofy.
That is weird. I haven't seen those yet.
Bless me.
God bless you.
No, I
You're
wasn't telling
doing.
you to. I was just being polite.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Just had
No,
a
no worries.
tiny Tim
I'm
moment.
trying to prevent the plague here.
I appreciate you that I appreciate that you covered your mouth.
Yeah, no, that's just habit. I went for the elbow actually, but then the mouth was closer. There's a
Yeah.
whole priority list on how to sneeze.
That's one of the hardest things I found to teach Morrissey.
Is how to sneeze.
is how to like cover his mouth.
Oh yeah. Does he do like the projectile ones where he covers like your shoulders and stuff when you're in the car?
He hasn't done it like behind me, but he's like legit like just like had me like pick him up and just chew
Just go
like in my
full
face.
Velociraptor or whatever the things
Yeah,
wanted
from
to be
Jurassic
done.
Park.
Yeah.
Just like, damn, that's spiteful. I don't think I've ever witnessed something as spiteful as having a kid.
I
Where it's just
mean,
like, I am gonna fuck with you hardcore.
I'm
Just
pretty
like, yeah, okay.
spiteful towards you. I'm not trying to compete with your child or anything, but you know, you brought me into this world. You can take me out of it.
Ooh, I could uh ban you from the art world of Omaha because I have
I
that.
it would be really easy. I haven't gotten far enough that that's a hard thing to do right
Zach
now.
Willard not allowed to show his art in Omaha, says Cows.
Man, I haven't been in a group show where my pieces showed in the bathroom in at least a year.
um, like I get it,
So
you
did I
know,
tell you
like
about where that piece ended up?
did it end up in somebody else's bathroom?
Yes. So, okay, so there was a local gallery that was doing group submission, or not group submissions, doing submissions for their opening show. And I was like, what the heck, I'll enter a couple of pieces and see if I get them in. And I got
Yeah.
a piece in and it had a couple of lenticular prints, and I thought it was pretty good. And I get to the place, and it's a really packed event for the opening, and it's wall-to-wall people. And I see a few people I recognize, and it's kind of a slow rotation around the room because it's very full.
Yeah.
And someone goes, "Oh, there's a back room," and I didn't realize that. I was like, "Oh, okay, so that's because I've been looking for my piece and I hadn't seen it." And I look into the bathroom, and right over the toilet, with fortunately enough splash distance, I will say, is my piece hanging over over the toilet. And apparently, some people were upset to be in the bathroom. I didn't mind. I thought it was hilarious. There's nothing like saying your work's the shit and then placing it where it is. You know,
It,
like
it's all semantics.
I guess so. It was
Just
a
like,
couple of years ago now, but it was I thought it was pretty funny. It's in my brother's bathroom now, and
okay. Was he
we,
inspired by the placement
yeah,
or
he
knowing of the placement? Was he
yeah,
at the show?
exactly. He thought the what's that?
Was he at the show or you just
No,
like
he
told
didn't
him?
make it.
Okay.
Um, but no, he he ended up wanting it for Christmas, so I gave it to him for Christmas, and now it is in their bathroom. And I have a picture of me at the gallery in the bathroom with it, and I have a picture in their bathroom with it, and eventually that's going to be up with it in their bathroom for context, so people will see me hanging out with their art in various bathrooms. Well, two bathrooms
Yeah,
now.
that's amazing. That should be a zine in itself right there.
Oh gosh.
Just like picture of you next to your art in a bathroom, in a different
In
bathroom.
me telling the tale of my bathroom art.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you won't print all my other issues, so why would I start another scene for you? I mean,
I'm
gosh.
going to I have them
Just
back
let's-
cataloged. I have a little filing crate and I do like I didn't like the first one I did all the copies. Like I cut, folded and stapled those ones. But the second and third, I don't think I printed the fourth, but the second and third I have all printed out.
Oh
I just
wow,
haven't like folded and cut. So
that's
like
fine.
yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like when I can get to it, I'll get to it, and then
I've been saying that a lot lately. What is it with the phrase? It's just one of those things. I've been
I
saying
think
it's just one of those things like all the time lately. You know, it's just one of those things.
it's just one of those things where
It's just
like
one of those things.
just one of them things.
Just one of them things.
I know that's not the right lyric, but that
I mean,
song
it feels
it
at
feels
home.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, um, I think it's one of those things because because of the way 2020 is, where like we, I mean, obviously not everybody gets like that. This is going to take a while. You know, us being number 5, we bumped up. We're higher than South Dakota now.
Woo!
Number 5.
Still
Uh,
38th at most racially divided city in America. Woo! We're doing awful.
yep, which is real great. We really care about anybody that lives here that isn't white or rich. That's aside from everything, but I feel like
Is
we're
this a
all
good
like
time to point out I'm poor right now?
Zach can use some money. He makes cool art. That's why we're talking in the first place, even though we haven't talked about art much.
Yeah.
Um, go to Zach's profile at
Message me and tell me what you want.
at
I'll send it to you.
underscore ZWIAN underscore.
Thank you so
Uh,
much for that.
yeah. You have your website linked?
No, I haven't updated it in 2 years. It's bad.
Okay.
Don't
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 go
go
to
to my
his website.
website. Don't go to my
Don't
website.
don't go to his
That's
website.
that's one of those things with mental health. It's like, yeah, I will pay, $80 a year or whatever I'm paying to keep a website, but I cannot for the life of me go onto that website and put new things and new text about myself because that is a mental exercise. It takes too much investment and work, and I have to think about myself a whole lot, and I don't like doing that. I mean, I'm probably not going to watch this because I don't like hearing my voice. Um, I'm just being
That's fair.
honest.
That's fair. I watched the first half again, and I was like, okay, that wasn't as terrible as I thought it was.
I like your voice, so maybe if we get fans or you get fans and there's a cut where it's just you talking, I'd watch that or put
Okay.
it on as I'm going to sleep. Get some
Ooh.
some Chris ASMR up in here.
So what you're saying is I should probably just do a podcast where I read things like very solemnly.
No, then you're trying too hard and it seems less natural, and I
Oh,
detect it in
sure.
your voice, and it doesn't work. You're like a science teacher. Only when you're trying to express yourself at your most fully and interest other people do I try to fall asleep. I'm so sorry. That was
Thanks.
really mean.
Thanks. Um, oh, I think Morrissey's awake. Uh,
Did I go too far with that one?
no, that's fair. No, I'll take that as a compliment. You know what? Fuck my pride. I will take that. You know what? I've been called worse things, I'm sure, behind my back. So
I haven't called you science teacher voice behind your back. I've only done it to your face so far.
I appreciate that. So just once right now.
I mean, honestly, the only thing that I've called you behind your back is a real good guy. Wouldn't tell you that to your face. I don't need you getting an ego on me all of a sudden.
No, it's cool. Like we're dudes. We don't need to like tell each other like.
No, 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 no. That ain't an excuse. That's a toxic masculinity enabler. What you doing? Uh-uh. That joke ain't flying
2020,
with me.
and it's cool to say I love you to your guy friends.
Yeah, no, and I'm lonely. Come snuggle your guy friend. I don't care. You can platonically spoon me.
A platonic spoon. That's a band name, right? That's
I don't think that's a band name. I think it's the name of a product as seen on TV that'll be made to market for male or toxic masculinity, where it'll be like a foam noodle set of like sumo crotch pants. So you and your buddies don't bump boners. You just bump foam pants. And you just have that calm memory foam cushion on the outside to know that you're not touching your friend's crotch. You're just homies. You're just snuggling with your homie. No more having to tuck before going to snuggle with your homie.
it's just it's
It's
natural.
the practical way to spoon your friends.
I I don't doubt that could be a product.
As seen on TV, probably 2 years from now.
I mean, If they can have commercials about manscaping, why not?
I mean, if you could be openly in a cult by wearing a Snuggie in public, because let's be honest, that's
Wait,
exactly what those are, is cult robes. They're just
do you think
comfy,
that?
comfy cult robes.
Do you think like you think that for real?
But
Like
Snuggies are
that they're
cult robes?
yeah, like
I
all those
mean,
people are just like
they might be, but definitely not Forever Lazies, which are like a Snuggie that are isn't it formed into a onesie, and I own one, so those couldn't be cult related at all.
is that just because you don't want to be
Well,
associated
A, I
with the
just
cult?
found mine after moving my closet. B, I'm considering wearing it again and trying to, buck the stereotype of the product it's called and only be productive while wearing my Forever Lazy. No sleeping, no eating, just strictly doing work and business stuff. I'm starting a contract position. It's going to be the perfect test to see if I can be the most productive person in a Forever Lazy.
I would I'd be
You're not
amused.
taking me very serious right now. I
No, I
am as
I
serious as the day I was born,
I fully support this.
and I was a
I
very
do.
serious baby.
I I could picture that. I could
Yeah.
picture that. Just you being like out
I had
and like
angry eyebrows, just as full as the ones I have now.
yeah,
It's very, very
always
serious.
like diagonal pointed.
Yes.
Uh, sorry, forever lazies. Yeah.
Do I need to get it out of the closet to help with a visual aid here? Would
Maybe.
it be productive? Because if it's not productive for you to see it, then I don't want to wear it because it's just going to work against my
So
goal.
my interest in the forever lazy would be to watch you mow your lawn in it.
See, and I'm physically limited. I can't mow my lawn very long. So putting me in a sweatsuit for it, terrible
Sure.
idea. Wow,
Sure.
do you want me to collapse? Gosh,
No,
Chris.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
We'll get. I'll do it. I'll
That's
wear
no,
your.
you're not wearing my Forever Lazy. You can't just
I'll,
invite yourself into my Forever Lazy. I don't know
listen,
what you think our
listen. I'm coming over
relationship is,
Saturday.
Chris, but
I'm
we don't
coming over
share
Saturday.
clothes like that. No, no, no. This is unacceptable. This is the part of the political talk show where people yell over each other because that's unacceptable.
Oh, wow. I am being reminded on Instagram that we have like a minute and 43 minute or seconds remaining.
Do you have a time limit before you're not entertaining enough to be on Instagram
We
anymore?
get booted off. It's like,
Oh,
sorry.
wow.
Do
Wow,
you see
that's
it on yours?
no, I don't see it because I'm not the host, or
Okay.
I'm really good at being ignorant.
No, yeah, it's like you have a minute, 20
That's just fate telling
19.
you you don't get to see the Forever Lazy today, friends. Maybe someday in the future,
You could,
maybe sometime in the
uh,
past after we get time travel figured out.
if you have, do you have a Venmo or a
Why you
PayPal?
trying to get me to ask for money?
I'm just saying, people could get a photo of you and your forever or your forever lazy.
Oh, you trying to make me get on that DIY OnlyFans?
I mean,
Just just DM me on Instagram if you really want to buy photos of me wearing a Forever Lazy, because I'm not making them until someone tells me they would pay for them.
should we actually end it? We have like 30 seconds to
Yeah, no, we
decide.
can end it. It was really good to see your face again.
Yeah, thank you for being my first guest.
It's
Please go check out Zach's art. That's like this whole
look
thing is.
look at
I wanted
Chris's
to
before
promote.
looking at mine, and then get distracted and do something else.
No, don't.
Just look at
Or
Chris's art or the photos of his
or
kid.
or wait until 2021 when we do a collab, because I'm sure that'll happen.
I'm sure we'll do one in between then, but then we'll
Well,
be
yeah,
too lazy to finish it until 21. So yeah, that's a good time.
yeah. We'll just say 2021.